So I want to touch upon craving reassurance because I'm sure many of you listening right now find yourselves in that same pattern of craving reassurance. And the question is, why? Why do we crave reassurance? What is the reason for us looking outside of ourselves for that approval and acceptance? Well, I believe there are many reasons that we do this. First reason is that we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our own judgment. We don't trust our own decisions. We are constantly looking outside of ourselves to justify our decisions, to justify our actions, to justify the things that we know deep down what we want. We just need someone else to reassure us. So we don't trust this inner guidance that we are blessed to be born with. Our heart, our gut feelings, we don't trust that. So that's the first thing I believe is why we will look outside of ourselves. The second reason I believe that we seek external reassurance is because we don't believe in our wisdom. We don't believe that we have the answers. We don't believe that we know what to do. And so it does tie in with the first point, but it's looking at it from a different perspective. So number one, we don't trust ourselves. Number two is that we don't believe that we have the wisdom or even know the answers. And the other thing is we don't know how to listen and reassure ourselves. So we look for others to reassure us and others to validate what we want to do and validate what we want to say. And that means that we are always seeking approval, always seeking happiness from outside of ourselves, even though we have the ability to reach inwards and know the answers. So another reason could literally be we have never learned how to trust ourselves. We have never learned how to listen to what we truly want. We've never learned how to reassure ourselves. And so this could be a lifetime of patterns, a lifetime of limiting self-beliefs, a lifestyle of habits that we have got into and we don't even know where to even begin. So maybe you are someone who is looking for reassurance all the time and craving reassurance all the time in everything that you do and everything that you say and just every way that you live your life. You're always looking outside of yourself. Well, it doesn't have to remain that way. And some things that have really helped me personally to stop looking outside of myself for reassurance and for acceptance and for the answers is to learn how to reassure myself and trust myself. There's so many ways that we can do that, and it could be different for every single person, but I'm just going to share my experience and what I've learned personally in my own journey of finding the answers and learning how to trust myself and reassure myself. And there's so many levels to this, but I'm just going to give you, let's say, three tips. And the first tip I want to share with you is to be able to understand and trust myself so that I can then reassure myself. That is the foundation. It's the trusting in me, trusting in what I believe, trusting what I'm deciding. And there's a foundation to this where you can get yourself into a mental and physical state enough so that you can trust yourself because you've started the practice of clearing your mind of all the gunk, clearing your body of all the gunk, and bringing yourself back to your alignment, which means that you're not full of all these nasty chemicals and foods and things that are blocking your system. You're not full of the clutter in your mind. So the foundation, I believe, is what we're eating, what we're feeding our minds with, and the way that we are living our lives. And that is a foundation, because you're physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually in a place where you can trust yourself, where you can know the answers, because you know what it feels like to listen inwards. So the practice of that involves obviously what you're eating, how you're practicing things like meditation, the exercise you do, the spiritual practices you do, the ability to really do what you enjoy, the ability to know how to clear your mind, the ability to know how to catch yourself out, and in the process of your mind switching around and tricking you into thinking that you are going down into this depressive mental state. All of these factors, I know I said I'd talk about 3 points, but I've just gone into a tangent really, but that's kind of the foundation really is there. It's and it's not going to happen overnight, but it is a lifestyle change. It's a practice of looking after yourself. I suppose we can call it self-love, looking after yourself through your lifestyle, through your through what you eat, through what you feed your mind. All of those things is looking after yourself and giving yourself that self-love that you deserve, so that you can then know how to make decisions for yourself, know what the best things are for you, know what the best solutions are. And you don't have to seek external validation, you don't have to seek external reassurance, you don't have to seek external approval and acceptance, because you're happy as you are, you're doing all the things you love, you're looking after yourself, and if you've got your back, then you don't look outside at anyone else to have your back. You've always got yourself. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. I do have a series called Mental Clarity, my Mental Clarity series, and I go over a lot of these things. If you feel like you are finding it hard to find mental clarity and a way of looking after yourself and nourishing yourself and being able to know how to navigate through your life, if you're looking for that mental clarity, if you're looking for methods and techniques and step-by-step processes to get you to that stage, then perhaps my Mental Clarity series is going to be the best solution for you. And it's only £49. It's like the most bargain thing I've ever offered. Excuse me. So I will post a link to that below. But I think that it's quite clear what I'm saying, and that is when we are looking for external validation and reassurance outside of ourselves, it's just showing us that we need to remember that we can trust ourselves, and there's ways in which we can trust ourselves more. And that's just one level, but it is the foundation. It's looking after yourself, providing yourself with loads of self-love, and just being true to yourself. So that's my video for today on craving reassurance. And I know that you would have taken value from this. I'd love to hear any comments that you feel you would like to share, whether that's an experience you've had, whether that's a question you want to ask, whether that's more information on the Mental Clarity series, whether that is some wisdom you want to share with everyone else, then please do share it with all of us. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, until next time.